And it's that time for my favorite show. It's the opening elevator music to Portland City Council. I was just dancing. We were just talking about how
trance-inducing the music is.
How romantic this would be. You walk in to a restaurant somewhere. It's like table for two. Okay, sit anywhere. Go ahead. All right. Can I get you some water? I need to sit down somewhere. Someone's getting ready to propose.
Very serious mental health issues, and it's incumbent upon us to make sure that our services are reflective and responsive to that increased need. And I'm very proud of the fact that you brought this proclamation, and I'm proud of the work that's going on.
His name's Ted Wheeler. He was a part of that FEMA-led emergency response drill called Top Off 4. He was working in some government capacity, not as the mayor, but with county emergency response. So he's already...
Thank you for this.
He's already been briefed, I would say, on a higher level on some form of contingency plans. When I first looked at him, I thought he was some sort of a federal employee.
We are now in session.
This we're talking
Wednesday,
11 years ago.
Morning session of the Portland City
Council.
Caller, please call the roll.
Keith Davis is starting to attend. He has called basically the way that Portland, Oregon deals with its homeless crisis. And some of those organizations as poverty pimps, as in, and I turned the volume there, making money off of the poverty and speaking about it like they care. But the whole thing really being an industry, and people being paid to supposedly care about the homeless. And people being given grants, the tunes of millions of dollars to supposedly open a shelter for 30 people. But it doesn't really deal with what they could really do to actually fix the problem and actually help people outside of welfare and the bureaucracy and the red tape that goes with them being able to stick their fingers in the honeypot and actually get something from a grant allocation. Because there's no money in them actually just helping people get off their...
No, it's all about the numbers. Like, how many people have you put in a bed, and then that's how much grant money you get.
Just like how it works on the federal level. So, Portland has a lot of homeless because they haven't fixed homelessness. They actually have a lot of homeless services that attract people to move there. I noticed this in the 90s, and people spoke about it, and a lot of people abuse the system because they know that that's how the welfare system works. So this isn't a system that promotes off-grid living or private property rights, nor if you talk to a lot of these urban people that are affected with homelessness, do they really seem to care about what's happening to other people and how, even though they have different rules and regulations in these different regions, these different bureaucrats and people are sitting in front of their computer and they talk really down to monotone. It's like the people in this country are not even networking on the most basic level to go, hey, is it really necessary for people to be sleeping in the streets? Is it really necessary for people to be moving across the nation, wasting gas when they can use that money for food just because they're on the run and on the go? Hey, I got an idea. We'll just collect more money for homeless services. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We might as well approve an RV park so we can charge people $300 per month to park at our RV park. Wouldn't that be nice? And I heard that Alamosa has added an RV park that's new. To deal with the growing demand of homeless RVers. Might as well get something from it. It's like...
Item 400.
So we're going to listen after that rant.
Regarding noise review, board pile...
So we have a different cast of characters.
401.
She's new to the city of Portland, or at least to
regarding noise review board pile driving proposal. 402. Request of Dave Mitchell to address council regarding noise review board pile driving proposal.
So a lot of this just looks like official business.
July 29th.
I'm hoping that we might find something exciting like
Rather,
an upset array customer resident.
Tracked carefully through the design review commission.
We thought a lot about this, and we don't like the noise outside. The racetrack's too close to our house. It's usually something like.
Good morning. Morning.
I woke up and nearly spit in my coffee as I could smell the exhaust from the bikers nearby. They're a rough bunch. And
the authority to place conditions on the pile driving. To no avail. Well, they all say they support the proposed amendment.
They keep building and building. They're building right next to this lady.
This item on the city council.
See, we can sum this whole thing up in a few minutes.
Can you just send that to me?
I'll send you
First
photos
world problems.
because, Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's not.
It is, it's
Something
great.
that clearly we have not. And
No, we
so-
haven't
We
had any.
haven't tried hard enough,
Yeah,
man,
I've
but
talked about it.
It's something we'll give greater
Yeah,
consideration
and-
to.
yeah,
Yeah, we
so.
care.
Good,
Yeah.
okay.
All right,
Consider
move
me
along
very
now.
open-minded on this.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you
the
very much.
presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for not bringing up like real
Carl,
stuff.
have any
You
items
get mad or
from the
anything.
consent agenda?
Let's
Yes,
just-
we have
I
four
like
twelve
angry
and 4:15.
retirees right there.
Yeah, this is
Please call the roll.
this is a mile a day, but there could be a documentary made out of the antics of Keith Davis
Daily.
and other people out there. And I don't like them all, but I think it's funny the little chaos that some of them will bring.
Please call item 405 times certain.
Proclaim May 2018 to be
I mean, there are people that just want to be angry no matter what.
I'd like to invite Teva Oriata, Polynesian Dance Troupe.
And then there's a
for
lot of these
special
where people just go,
performance.
thank you, city,
Don't
for
be
giving us
alarmed
grant
if it
money,
gets too
and
loud in
just
here.
doling out something, or please. And so for some people, they use it as a platform, I'm not being negative at all, to just share something about a cultural, something that's new to the city. This is new. Okay, so. And so this is being broadcast on TV, so I'd be like, hey, tune in, and we're doing a dance in front of the, and as cultural as this is, and great, I'm just gonna have to keep moving. Oh, wow, okay, well, this is, here you go, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Ansary brought you a city council hearing, and very quickly, in a way that you've never seen before, your comments. Comments or concerns, we'll just put on mute.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I think they wanted an intermission so that they could use the time up for entertainment.
There's no real, I mean, yeah, it's entertainment. I mean, why wait to go to the bar, right, where this is normally
Yeah.
done? Why not just bring it right here into the,
That way they have less time for complaints.
I'm not criticizing, beautiful dance. There's a time and a place. There's other things that are beautiful
It is
too.
out of
I
place.
probably want to smoke weed at Portland City Council, and I'm not
Well, it's
demonizing
almost
that
like,
either.
they're saying thank you for whatever, and then now they're dancing for the council people.
Right.
Little tribute, cultural dance.
What
to
is in the
the,
news
To the leaders.
in Hawaii? What's going on with Hawaii?
I have no
Well,
idea.
they've done a lot of things with Hawaii. See, the Hawaii missile thing. We had the what else? We had China. They do drills that I talk about neurotically, and sometimes they're in Hawaii. They're going to help us out in case there's an earthquake. So it's all, we need to increase cooperation as we go into the bringing different communities together and under a similar umbrella. Not saying that this is new world
What if
order
she looks
propaganda.
angry? She looks angry.
Yeah, the Amanda Fritz
She's like not impressed. She's too
is not very impressed with what's taking place here. She's on Facebook. She's on Facebook right there.
What about the guys? Because these are like women dancing. But the women don't seem to care much.
Oh wow! So now they're twerking. Now they're twerking. I was actually.
He's paying attention.
Yeah, well,
right?
he will pay attention because he's friends with Terry Bean. I'll make
But
sure.
he's very.
Remind me
into
to send this to
that
Keith
guy.
Davis. Yeah, he's thinking hard. He's thinking very hard about what's happening here, and he
The councilwomen weren't paying attention, but the guys seem to be.
he's looking at the wall. That guy's looking. Is that guy looking at the wall right? Okay, he's like, look natural.
Don't stare too much. That's what he's saying.
Don't look too excited by this.
Why does this have to be this long? Like, what is the reason? Usually, if they're doing this at city events.
I'm not saying this isn't enticing. I'm not saying okay, let's just continue because now she's enjoying it. She's like, I like this.
But she's staring out here.
Yeah.
She's not even looking at them. She's over here.
She's not very impressed.
Yeah.
She's taking note. She's taking note. There might be some jealousy occurring. I mean, this is a kind of a vibrant display of culture
But it
in front of
keeps-
these Portlanders.
Keeps going and going. Like,
It-
it's like a 20-minute dance.
So there could be a form of being held. And see, the thing is, whether you're dealing with a crazy guy like Alex Ansary or someone screaming in the streets or someone with a petition, Portlanders can be a little bit forward with some of their ideas. It can be a little strong energy. You get a lot of Portlanders in the same room or on the same street. Obviously, we have riots, you see. So, and then we have the audience here. And,
Is this supposed to calm the audience and so they won't
well,
complain?
they seem mostly like they're enjoying it, you know.
Take the anger out of them?
Yeah, we have,
Fine with
okay. Now let's get back to let's
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
All right,
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Betsy, can we pull up the screen again so we can see you?
Yeah, of course.
Your fish.
We've been asked to take a photograph, and I think we should.
They do a lot of this. Whenever there's an opportunity for them to look really honorable, they jump right on it. So there's basically, I could have said this earlier, there's a lot of stuff that's almost staged to make them look really good in coordination with people that come up and speak. A lot of the city council stuff seems to be carefully coordinated. This is new, a meet and greet. Everything that's missing, you know what's missing is hors d'oeuvres and maybe some music. Let's see if there is music. No, there's not. But I mean, yeah, this is. Okay. See, what we have here is a calm group of people here to say thank you for just being there. Thank you for being a friend.
Have some brief remarks. Very good. Yeah,
Thank
we'd
you
love to
for.
hear that. Thank you for being here.
Mayor Wheeler, members of the council, thank you for.
Yeah. See, these people aren't about to blow up on anything that happened outside in the streets.
Then left in
Now this guy.
2003.
No, this guy's real. This guy I knew. This the first real.
So
Well,
personally, I want to thank you,
but he's always
John,
calm.
for
He's not a
your
Kip Davis, but they're on the same
This
site.
is a resolution, so I don't know.
He's a professional activist who holds his. He's strictly about police accountability, so he does not
Dan Handelman and
mix
Ethel
issues.
Galares.
And he was never a
Read that
Portlander
for the
that was
record.
overtly rude to me. So he may not have been really into my thing or a fan or watch any videos or collaborated, which is fine. He did his own thing, which was police accountability, but he did it without doing certain things or yelling at cops, but just simply going to meetings, documenting, putting people on email newsletters, telling people what they spoke about at the meeting, asking basic questions, and that's it. And other things, along with cable access television production. So that's how I know Dan and positive
Good morning, Mayor Wheeler and
exchanges with him.
Commissioners. I am
and
Dan
had access
Handelman
to
with
him.
Portland Cop Watch, and
Hi, how are you?
this seems to be kind of a regular monthly gathering now where we're putting new people on the Citizen Review Committee. There's been a lot of people who have left in the last year. In fact, we track.
It's a different year, different
membership,
issue,
and I think
same
I told you
issue.
last time that more people have left.
Pause.
in
So
the
they created
last
police
year.
accountability groups, and then they sabotage them. Repeat, repeat, repeat by controlling who controls the boards, by controlling
Left
who
in-
says what at the
Since
meetings.
2003, when 5 people quit all at once and another person left later that year. Hopefully, the changes that were made in the settlement agreement that no longer push the committee to try to hold their hearings within 21 days of a person filing an appeal will make things easier for the committee members. We have nothing particularly we find nothing particularly objectionable about Ms. Nami's nomination to be on the committee. We saw her take part in the retreat this past Sunday that the CRC held. I'd be interested to hear an answer about how she came to meet with Chief Marshman's wife 3 times to talk about Michelle Alexander's book, which is mentioned in her application, as you know, since you are required by the ordinance to read that. We also discovered, though, through the application that she's in her 30s, and so that doesn't change.
Exposing the new police chief who came up from Oakland.
Almost a year now, that there are very, very few people over the age of 40, and only one over the age of 50 on the CRC at this point, and none are retirees. They're all working, and that's part of the reason they're not able to get as much done as they
Portland could be
were
rough
in
on the
early
nerves,
days
too.
when
Especially when you've been
perhaps
doing
there
this
were
stuff for
too
20,
many
30
retirees
years.
on the board. So the pendulum swung too far the other way. Also, one of the things that was discussed at the CRC's retreat is that in order for the CRC to get all these things done, they need to have their own staff person. IPR provides a staff person who does support work for the CRC, but it's not somebody who is at all their meetings or taking notes at their subcommittee meetings or really is a champion for them. Furthermore, IPR has cut CRC out of its annual reports, which we haven't seen this year's annual report yet, but I'm sure they probably don't have the same kind of section they used to. They are no longer given their own column in the quarterly reports, and it just seems like somebody has to champion this group, and having their own staff person would help that a lot. And last time, too, when I brought up the issue about the diversity, which is, in fact, in city code, that, you know, the reflection of the city, the makeup of the committee should be a reflection of the city.
All right.
There was a comment made that
saying that
you don't want to micromanage the auditor's
you don't
choices. And
They don't hire older
it does give this, the council does have the authority
Sounds
to
like it.
reject nominees. I'm not saying you should reject Ms. Nami's nomination, but, if the CRC and IPR fail to start recruiting people of more age diversity, you're not going to be able to reflect the makeup of our city.
Thank you. And Director Sevier is here, and he's heard your comments as well. Thank you. Next individual, please, Carla.
She was on the wrong list.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
That's all who signed up?
Very good.
That's it. That's all that signed up in Portland in 2018. We're in a solar minimum, confirming the things that I said. People are more active during solar flares. They'll fill up a room just to and like right now things are quiet, not much protests, no complaints about police brutality or just anything. It's not like there are things to talk about. It's that the issue isn't like just the president or this, that, and the other. Those aren't like local issues. There are local issues that people could be talking about right now.